you doing? Good.
All right, question for Coach?
Yeah, coach's thoughts on the night?
Yeah, just too many mistakes to beat a good team. And to the ups and downs of this team continues, to be a huge issue, a major problem. For us to give up 338 yards in the first half and then come out and give up 89 in the second is mind-boggling to me. And I keep saying it over and over and over in this room. And so something's got to give for us to stop that. But then, I told the kids right now, I mean, when you play these teams we have the last 3 weeks, great ball clubs, experienced, well coached, physical, they make you pay when you make mistakes. And so I think, offensively just really shows up that, I mean, we were able to move the ball efficiently for the most of the night. We settled for field goals. We had some drops early. A couple guys went out. Rob Burns went out. Damian Ward went out. Fabechi didn't play today. And so, I think some of those things showed up. But I'm super proud of, I thought some guys stepped in and made some plays for him. Trey Cleveland made a great catch there at the end. Landon Size continues to show up. But yeah, you can't beat these quality ball clubs, turn the ball over 3 times and then settle for field goals and then giving up that much in the half. Just is beyond me that the difference in the 2 halves of what we're doing on defense right now is just straight mind-boggling. So it's my job to fix it. I know that. And so we got to get our heads together. We got to spend some time. We don't have that much time because we have a really good SMU team to prepare for. But yeah, and I thought Chandler, he's protected the ball great. Both of his interceptions were off tip passes tonight. And so, I thought he did a nice job. He's under some pressure early. And I think we were able to get the run game going a little bit. Io and Oscar got us going a little bit. And I think slowed down the pass rush. Chandler got the ball out of his hands on some hot routes. But proud of how we responded. And, the last 2 weeks I've screamed at the guys at halftime and was pretty emotional towards them. I talked in the quietest voice ever, and I told them I was angry inside. But to keep doing what they've been doing, and that's go out and fight the second half, and they did it. But that's not good enough, clearly.
Talk about it a little bit there. The first half defense, the second half defense. Why do you think there's such a change?
I don't know. I have a better understanding of it on Tuesday for you. So give me a little bit of time, and I'll get back to you on that one.
What was it that gave you guys so many problems in the running game defensively?
Yeah, I mean, I think a bunch of it was on third downs. I mean, I think we got them in 3 third and longs in the first half, and they ran outside zone, some pretty simple outside zone schemes, and hit all 3 of them. And and that's not good enough. We got to know where our support players are. I think the young bucks continue to show up for us back there. I mean, I think Evan Jackson, came downhill and made some great plays. Javen Anderson continues to grow up in a hurry. We have to have him grow up in a hurry. He was out there making plays. Had one bonehead play there at the end of the half where he had the late hit, but yeah, that we got to get it. We got to get it figured out. I mean, that's the I don't know, the part that bugs me the most, I guess, is how can it be so good and then so bad all in one sentence.
What do you think the biggest things are on the defensive side that need to improve to win games like this?
Yeah, I mean, I think we got to be more consistent. We talk about consistency, and I think that's a huge deal right now. Just the way we've been able to respond to people has been phenomenal. And so we're going to spend some time tonight with these defensive coaches and find out if it's adjustments, if we're not seeing stuff in the box well enough. Talk to some of the players and see just kind of where the miscue is right now, because there's an obvious miscue in the difference of the two. And so yeah, that'll be the first thing we do today.
Second interception there that they brought back. Just how much did that affect the game?
Yeah, huge. I mean, we're going in there. I think I don't remember exactly how much we were down there, but had a great drive going. And then too, I think, and it's easy to point because it was later in the game, and the change of possession and the hitting yardage there was big. I think the second drive was just as detrimental, as we put together a great drive, have great tempo, march it straight down, get a great play and fumble there. Smart, I think, fumbled there inside the 10-yard line. And so just all those are equally as devastating as games go on when you play teams that are experienced like this. I mean, this team lives for stuff like that. And you could just tell the maturity of their team, I thought, showed in some key situations today. And we got to continue to grow our guys.
What changed in the second half for you guys just overall to bring it back?
Yeah, it's a good question. If you have any and you send me an email too, shoot, I will listen to anybody and everybody right now. But I got to go look. I mean, just adjustment wise, we talked about a couple things there, defensively and offensively, but it can't be that big of a difference. I mean, we're not changing our whole entire scheme to change it from 338 yards to 89 with a couple of those being major mishaps by the offense, putting them in bad situations. So.
What a big decision to go for two there the first time. Just what went into that and everything.
Yeah, just talking to got analytics book guy up in the box. Our GA Connor does a nice job, and that one was a coach's choice. The second one was a absolutely go for it, and so we had two plays that we liked against them down there in on our 2 points. We'd been able to see some 2 points the last couple of years, kind of what their game plan was against Houston. They had the overtime where they saw some of them. So they've had quite a few of them on film that we felt pretty good with our options on both of those plays. And Chandler did a nice job of executing both of them.
Most teams they're going to kick that extra point and make it a 10-point game there on that first one. And you just said it's coach's choice, so I guess on the chart it's kind of a coin flip. Were you anticipating they're probably going to score again, but this still gives us opportunity to keep it within a 2-score game? Or what is your thought process?
Yeah, not really. I mean, then you have, if you don't get it there, it's 10, and you're talking about maybe then onside it, if not, and just knowing with the time that was left in it. And so that was a conversation going into it, as we're getting lined up. Then we lined up, we had all of our timeouts. And so, there's a couple defenses we didn't like one of the calls too that we had those to spare right there. We could have called a timeout and got the look we wanted. Kids execute at a high level.
We saw Landon Sides go back to return to punts today. What is it that you've seen from him, being that he's a true freshman, that you trust him enough to build punts?
I saw he fumbled one tonight, and so Landon's gonna be a great player. I mean, I think the moment hasn't been too big for him this year. I think that he's taken. He loves to play football. He has great practice habits. He's a coach's kid. He's been around, playing at Geyer. He's been around, great players, and he's been around big atmospheres. And so I think just he's never flinched since he's gotten here, and he's never complained once. He works extremely hard. I think he's just proven over the course of time that he's a guy we can count on. We had to move him around position a little bit today when Rod went down. And same thing, didn't flinch and saw a couple hot routes and made big plays and knew his assignment. So he's going to be a great player for us for a long time.
Just 3 close losses in a row now. Just what do you tell your guys to keep them motivated going forward?
Yeah, I think that's the toughest part of my job, to be honest with you right now. And two, I think that we did the Chinese farmer story was my pregame to him today. And so, I think, and I told them, I think sometimes that, we ask God for things and then, on the contrary, though, I think God's trying to show us things at times too. And so, which is hard to do in this sport and everything. So, is done under a magnifying glass. And we know that how close we are right now with these quality opponents, like it makes it sting even more, I think. But we're not there yet. Like, I mean, we got to be honest, and too, like, this is adjustment for us, an adjustment phase, and I'm super proud of the way our kids continue to fight for one another, the effort that they're given, the strain to go out there and make plays, and I think we're gonna build something special here. I believe that, and I believe in these kids that we have right now too. We just have to do a better job at getting it coming out at a more consistent level. And so that'll be, the hardest part of my job for the remaining 3 games of the season.
Turnover margin seemed like that was a big deciding factor in that game. Did you view it that way?
Oh, 1,000%.
A lot of outside people have Dean Rogers as one of the most talented QBs to come through the school. Obviously, I know there's pressure to win regardless of the situation, but being that you've nailed the hardest part in college football, winning the QB, how much added pressure does that add to find success while Rogers is here?
Yeah, I think I can't speak enough about how well Chandler's handled everything, and handled not being the starter first and foremost, is he handled that like a pro, and it just shows you what kind of character he is, what kind of teammate he is, and he's always been ready. Like, it's been fun to watch him get better and better the way he prepares each and every week. He gives us a chance, right? And I've been blessed to be around a lot of great quarterbacks in my tenure of coaching. But he has tools to do this at extremely high level, and so super happy that he's on our team. And I think Coach Brophy, phenomenal job continuing to develop him. I mean, they have a great relationship. Spent a ton of time in there, one-on-one, and just it's been fun to watch his growth and knowledge of the offense. And send me what he likes and doesn't like as he's watching film on Sundays as we're getting ready to prepare. You can just tell that he's all in.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep, thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it.
Thank y'all.
Thoughts on the night?
It's just another unfortunate close game where we are losing again. And, it's just very unfortunate because I had 2 interceptions. One was caused by a tip by D lineman, the other was tipped by a linebacker in a critical moment where we were down 1 possession, finna go score. So I feel like that made the difference in the game.
What brought you guys back in the second half?
We found just some basic plays that were working against them, and they had a hard time adjusting to it because particularly they're in their dime package, so they take out linebackers. So we're able to run the ball more effectively against their D linemen.
Did you kind of feel like, you guys are coming back in that game, you cut it to 8. Did you feel like things were kind of swinging your way late in that game?
Most definitely, because we had the momentum and defense was playing great in the second half. They only allowed like 85 yards or 84 yards the entire second half. So we definitely felt momentum was going our way, and we found some things offensively and we got going. The first one, D lineman was supposed to get cut, so I don't know if he missed it or not. He just rushed up the field, tipped it, and it was an unfortunate tip. The second one, the linebacker, he made a great play. He's like 6'4", so he has really long arms, so he's able to play in the run and just have a really good tip pass. So it was just really unfortunate.
It's just kind of one of those things where you've gone so long with that throwing one. Maybe the luck didn't go your way this time. You get a couple balls tipped, and that was just the way it went.
Hey, every dog has his day, So sometimes it just happens, but as a quarterback, my job is to protect the football and make sure I don't throw any interceptions.
What's the I don't know, the vibe of the room right now? I mean, you've played some top teams in the conference really, really close, but didn't come out with the win. What's the personality in the room right now?
We're just tired of being close. We know how good we are. We played, against the top teams like you just said, and it's really not much of a difference. It's just a couple plays or just maybe one play that really, just the difference in the game. And it's just we're at a point where we know we can do it. We just have to go out and do it.
You think your teammates are staying confident, or is this discouraging?
Everybody's confident. Don't get me wrong, because we're going neck and neck with the top teams in the conference. So there's no confidence loss. It's just unfortunate. We're just on the opposite end of the stick. We're just losing really close games, and it's just hard to deal with.
You feel like you guys are kind of backing yourselves into a corner here a little bit. You're going to have to win, your last 3 to get into a bowl game at this point.
Yeah, we're going to have to. I know in previous years, this team was once 1-5 and won 5 straight to go to a bowl game. So I know it can be done. It's only 3 games. It's better than 5, but we have a SMU coming up who's a really good opponent. They're good offensively and defensively, so we're going to have to be on the A game.
Is that something you guys think about? Just how tough it's been at SMU. You guys are 125-1 down there. Is that just a big challenge going down there to try to win when you have to?
We really haven't thought about that, honestly. That's a unique stat. SMU is a really good team. They've been good for a couple of years now. And, it's obviously a hard place to play, so starting fast is something that we've been preaching week in and week out. So as of late, as well as consistency. So we have to make sure that we start fast because I know they will start fast.
You're 4-5 in the red zone, not including the fumble. What do you have to do next week, especially to kind of clean that up and be more consistent on that side of the ball?
Just going through ball security drills from the fumble. Just when we get in crowds, protect the football, and we had 2 field goals, so we obviously want touchdowns. I could probably execute better, have better eyes, or check a better play. So there's probably different things. We have to go back, watch the film, and see.
2 for 2 on 2-point conversions tonight. What does the team y'all do to make you so successful in those moments?
We practice them every single day, so when the moment's called, we're ready for it.
That's what I was looking for.
Thank you, Sham.
Yeah, thank
Appreciate
you.
Yeah, I'm just thoughts on today.
I mean, it's kind of just been the theme of our season so far is just shoot ourselves in the foot first half, and then we realize what we got to work on, and then second half we come out and you just can't finish, and you can't win games when you can't finish, and so we got to find a solution for that.
You think it's more a matter of the hole you dig early or not finishing late?
I mean, I believe it's a combination of the two. Ultimately, I mean, we just got to find a way to win games, and we haven't been doing that right now.
Is the last few weeks playing these top teams close, is that a confidence boost or not being able to finish? Is that more discouraging?
I mean, kind of both ways. I guess it's a confident boost, but at the end of the day, I mean, being close in a loss, at the end of the day, you still lost. And so we just know that these are games that we've hurt ourselves. And so it makes the loss that much more painful, you know.
Momentum the last 4 weeks have been really changed from first half to second half.
Mhm.
Why is that?
I have no idea. When we find out, we got to work on that and then find a way to fix it because it's been hurting us right now.
What was it that got you guys going in the second half, you think?
I mean, just realizing that we're a good football team that we can make plays and we can move the ball down the field, and that was evident in the first half. And so, just realizing that if we just play our game, be consistent, we can move the ball against this team. And so, that's what helped us in the second half move the ball, I guess.
Did their experience just pay off for them? It seemed like when they needed a play, they made a play. When they had 5 minutes left, they drove it down and ran the clock out. Do you think that experience in the veteran play over there just made a difference in this game?
I believe it did. You know, I don't want to take any credit away from them. They won the game, so hats off to those guys. I feel like ultimately we just shot ourselves in the foot, and that led to our loss tonight.
Ran the ball pretty well throughout the day. Were you able to just get the running game going and kind of get your offense sparked there a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like I was in a groove all night, and so just having the big guys up front block, you know, they take blocking, they take that with a lot of pride, and so just being able to help the team run the ball, just doing my job, honestly.
Talked about it a little bit on Tuesday, but now you have surpassed 2,000 career rushing yards. Just what does that mean to you?
I mean, again, I just want to give God the glory because, you know, when I first came here, being in the record books was not anything I had planned, you know, and so to be able to accomplish that now, it means a lot. So I just want to thank God that I'm in the situation.
You guys are kind of backed into a corner now as far as getting to 6 wins. You go to SMU this next week. Does that provide some big motivation for you guys going down the rest of the way to try to get to a bowl game?
I mean, we've been here before, so we know what we have to do to get to a bowl game, and so we just take it 1 week at a time. But our goal is to go into every game to win, so that's what we're planning to do.
Thanks, Io.
Thank you, guys.